of the day.
We didn't end up needing that.
Yeah, I wanted to use it though.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. There went my pop. How come you ask them at a restaurant to do something and they don't do what you ask? They do what they want to do. That's these young kids for you. Can't add. Can't do nothing on their own. I wanted $1 off and the rest on my card for a reason, so I could use my card to got the fountain pop I'm getting. Anyways, how y'all doing? I've been sitting here talking for 15 minutes, didn't know I wasn't live, thought I was live. Been talking to y'all for no reason. But anyways, I got my shift at work changed. My doctor put me off until Monday now. I start back Monday and I start on first shift, which is 7 to 3:30. So now I can make all my doctor's appointments after work and have time to get to Lexington and Louisville and wherever my tests and my appointments are going to be. Now I have time to go and won't be rushed trying to get back and get them done before 11 to get to work every day. 11 to 9. Took up my whole days. So I had no time to do nothing. Now I'm on first shift. 50 cents differential on pay, but I don't care about that. I still got full benefits and holiday pay and everything else, so. But I don't know if y'all watched the Whitakers. I think if y'all remember about a year or two ago, maybe about 2 years ago, I shared Soft White Underbelly's piece he did on the Whitakers. He pretty much brought attention to the Whitaker family of West Virginia. Well, I've been watching for years now. So when Eric and Patrick started helping the Whitakers and being involved, I've been watching all that. Well, I've got mixed emotions. And let me know what you think and how you feel about it. I'm going to kind of, if you've not been watching them, I'm going to kind of give you the gist of it. They actually have a YouTube called The Whitaker Family. It's a YouTube channel. Eric made that for them. Well, kind of found out the granddaughter BJ, or the daughter of Larry, BJ, is on drugs. She's been on drugs. It's not hearsay, it's proven fact. Well, apparently that's why soft white underbelly, soft white underbelly, however you want to say it, stopped with them, because she's the one that was stealing the money, and everything he would do for them, she was getting her hands in on it. Well, somehow last week it got brought to the attention of Eric that BJ and her boyfriends have been physically abusing Ray and Timmy, putting their hands on them, beating the crap out of them. Well, those are mentally challenged things, and they have to defend themselves. They're just so childlike and innocent. And if you watch Ray and them and Timmy, you understand what I'm saying. Well, so he's going to get them, Eric was going to have the Whitakers a brand new house built on their property, which is not where they live now. They live in a rented house across the street from their actual parents' property. Now, the property apparently is Betty or Larry's name. Apparently, it was their mom and dad's. And it went down to them, but never was like deeded in their name or whatever. Well, Eric had went to the Amish, told them what he was doing. They had agreed to build a house for free for the Whitakers. A brand new one of their builds. On their property, on the Whitakers' actual property, not across the street. Well, the agreement was BJ was not allowed to be there. Well, BJ got arrested last week for something else. Well, when Eric found out that BJ and her boyfriends have been putting fists and hands on Timmy and Ray, he told Betty, because Betty, he's like, you can't let this happen. You're the one who's in control of all this family, in charge of them. You've got to protect them. So she and Eric went down and took out an EPO, or a restraining order, against BJ. Well, Eric had been under the impression the entire time the court date was 10 days from the date the EPO or restraining order was issued. Betty, no one ever told him different. Patrick, Larry, Betty, none of them told him no different. So apparently he missed the court date. The court date was on the 4th. Well, apparently the court people called Betty because they know the situation. They know, everyone knows of the Whitakers, especially in West Virginia. So they called Betty and gave her 3 chances. Said, you won't even have to come to court. We'll go ahead and we'll grant you the restraining order or EPO. I'm not sure which one it is, or maybe both. Betty refused it all 3 times. So later that day, the state came and took Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine. Well, you can hear in the actual video of them taking Timmy, you can hear them telling Betty, we gave you the opportunity to, you know, have the EPO or whatever granted, and you refused it several times. Said, so this is for their safety. So, like I said, I'm conflicted. I know, you know, a lot of people are blaming Eric for bringing it to the attention of the internet and mad at him. But you know what? Ray sits there in poop and pee all day long. It's all over his couch. It's all over his clothes, everything. And someone said, well, maybe he needs the pins. Well, what's it going to do any good to have the pins to put on him? You're not going to get anyone to change him because no one cleans up the mess they have now of him. Which is true. If you think about it, and the filth they live in. You know? Now, I got to go in here and get a pop, so I'll be right back. Stay right here. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Of course, their fountain machine is out of water. No luck. Oh my god, that tea is so good. So, a lot of people saying if they weren't, attention wasn't brought to them on the internet, this wouldn't have happened and this and that. But you know what? Betty and every one of them, even Ray and Timmy, told the truth, and Lorraine even told them about Timmy, her son, getting hit in the head by BJ and the rest of them. So they were being abused. Now Betty and Larry gets the checks, the SSI checks for all of them and their food stamps, right? But all that money somehow ends up with BJ for drugs and her boyfriend. They had a water bill they couldn't even pay out of all that money they get. And then, you know, Ray sitting there and poop and piss and, all, you know, them all sitting there in the filth that they sit there with. It's just a shame, you know. So in a way, you know, like I said, I'm conflicted. Yes, I know that's all they've ever known is the family they've got there. But you know what? The life they had there wasn't that great. if you could have seen if you seen the videos of Timmy going with Eric, doing things for the first time, going out to eat, he was clean, taking showers, he was washing his hands. Eric got him his own phone. Eric was teaching him how to talk and say things like thank you and please and, you know, a few other things. You know, I know a mental institution isn't the best place for them. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. So, but I mean, I know they'll at least be clean, fed. They'll have a clean place to lay. Not all of them had places to sleep. They were sleeping on used furniture, you know, that had poop and pee on it for years. In one of the videos, the girl that was there with Ray, gonna cook Ray something to eat, mouses were running out underneath hers and Ray's feet under his couch. Had a infestation of mouses or rats. So I mean, you know, that's not really fair to them to have to live like that. You know? So in a way, I kind of think regardless, it's a good thing. You know, I hope that Lorraine and Timmy aren't separated. Or Ray, hopefully they're all together. I don't know, but you know, that would be good if they could all be together. Then it wouldn't be, then I wouldn't be as conflicted if they're all placed together in the same place. And you know, maybe they'll be able to teach them things and they can go do things now. Maybe, you know, with the little programs they have at some of these institutions. So I don't know. It's just crazy. You got some people on there saying you should have just left them where they was. You should never have got involved. Rick was there with them. I mean, they actually were happy. They had a huge smile and would hug him and just so happy to see him. And I don't know. I'm just conflicted over all that. That's crazy. Anytime it just goes to show, anytime you bring anything to YouTube or to any type of social media, you never know what's going to happen. Oh, wow. That's rescue. You never know what's going to happen, so I don't know. Crazy. But anyways, I'm glad I'm moving to first shift. Now I have my days free. I don't feel like I'm just sitting in there all day long in the house. Working 11 to 9. It's crazy. I get the same amount of hours now, just going to be on a different shift. Now they're getting my paperwork together. This week my check ain't going to be that great. But they're getting my paperwork together now because I was approved for my short-term disability for my leave. So they're giving me they're going to go ahead and get started because I get 60% of my pay. I don't know how you do it. So Aisha, my boss, is going to go ahead and start my paperwork. And one good thing, I have my insurance just kicked in, so I have to go in there and choose. I'm going to do that in the morning. I'm going to go in there and choose my packages for dental, vision. I've already got life insurance. I've got 401k, and then my medical, I'll need to get that chosen. I can either take the one that's got the lowest deductible, or I can do the highest plan, which is a lot of money. It's like $400 a month, a little over $400 actually, to where I don't have a huge deductible to meet. So I don't know. I'm conflicted on which one to choose, because either way, I'm going to be paying out the money, whether it's before or whether it's after. Stop here at this little store. I'm sure their little fountain machine ain't broke. Slow down, dude. You hit me and you're going to be paying for me, I promise. I'll be right back again. turn y'all around. This is a little country store. Enjoy the view. That's the one where they have the chickens for sale over there and the farm animals and the feed on the other side and the drive-through. Y'all, they sell everything here. It's a drugstore, hardware store, gas station, deli. It's everything. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry. You get in this little country place, you start talking. Oh man, was looking at his motorcycle. I got this other on. This ain't seeing like I shouldn't have worn pants. It was freezing yesterday. So I wore pants today. And now it's hot today. What is that old lady got on? That's a Temu outfit. That's exactly what she's got on. What the heck? Where's my brand new one? Ah, are you serious? I just made a mess. You ever have one of those days where everything just goes wrong? There it is. That's today. Man, I should have got my gas here. It's only $2.69 here. I paid $2.89 for it in town. I knew better. I knew I should have got it here. Gas is always cheaper here. Alrighty. Alright. Yeah. A 20-minute drive. Okay. Go on with your bad self, buddy. Where's my chopstick? Get down here. I gotta eat. I haven't ate today. I'm getting lightheaded. There we go. Yeah. Slow your road, truck. It's 35, then 45, then 55. Oh, I got my chopstick. Anyways, talked about the Whitakers. Oh, I've been watching this channel. We got 4 TVs now. Got one in the living room, my big TV. Then I got a Roku one in the kitchen. Now I got a big, I think it's a 65-inch Roku in my bedroom. And there's some channels I've been watching on there. I have been watching these movies. And a lot of the movies I watch, because I love watching, like, things about crime and murder and mysteries, unsolved mysteries, you know, things of that nature. Well, apparently in 1977, one of the movies I watched, this man and wife, they were husband and wife, this girl was hitchhiking. She was only like 19 or 20. She was hitchhiking, because back then in the 70s, people used to hitchhike all the time. Well, they picked her up, told her they were going to give her a ride, then lied, said they had to make a pit stop. So when they got to the place, they needed to make the pit stop. The guy come from behind her, the girl, the teenager they kidnapped, and grabbed her and put her head in a box and had a lock on it. Well, they lie and tell her that he works for some company, and it's, you know, not everyone knows about it. Only the people in the company know about it. And they allow them to have slaves, and if you try to escape, you don't know who's with the company and who's not, and you'll be killed. And, or worse, you'll be given to one of those slaves owners, and, you know, it's crazy. Well, they kept her in a box under their bed for years. I mean, she was mistreated, and she had believed what they said because of how long she had been captive. Well, at the end of it, the wife ends up leaving him. The day the wife leaves him, he had already, I guess, planned on kidnapping more women. He went out to the shed, put the slave in the shed. Her name was Kay. Just the letter K is what they called her. That was the only name she was allowed to have. Put her out there in that shed in an underground pit with a lock on it that he had dug out. And thank God the wife comes back for her, rescues her. Well, the girl was afraid to leave from the pit, and she's like, "Can I tell you something?" She said, "There was a girl before you," she said, and said he killed her, and we had to go bury her, and said, "So I'm giving you your freedom. You need to take my advice and go now." Well, thank God she took, you know, her with her. But before the girl would get out of the car and even get on the bus to go back to her family, she's like, "But aren't you afraid that the company is going to find us?" You know, because she thought the wife was a slave too. And the woman told her, said, "Honey, there's no such thing as the company. Well, that's the only thing, it's all it took was those words to set that girl free. And so she got on the bus, and I'm assuming went back home to her family because it went off. Well, that was a true story. Then, that night, another movie came on that channel, and apparently it was very similar to what I watched, except it was another true story. And apparently there was a book called The Collector, and I guess there is a book. Get off my ass, dude, or you can go around me. I hate fucking dudes that want to ride on your ass doing 60 mile fucking hour. Brake check his ass. Fucking ego. Ooh. But anyways, the book is called The Collector. And so what happened was two guys met each other, and the wife tried to say she didn't know nothing was going on, and it was her property. She owned all the property where everything was happening at. Wow, where's all this traffic coming from? What the fuck? This road ain't never got this much traffic. Well, the wife tried to say she didn't know what was going on. Well, apparently a mom, a dad, and a little toddler, a little bitty baby, probably wasn't 5-6 months old, got kidnapped out of their home and had a stolen recorder, a video recorder, camera recorder, whatever they are. I don't know what they're called. One of the big ones, like on a tripod. And well, the Asian dude went in the store, in a hardware store, and got caught by an off-duty cop. Go on with yourself, prick. You can't go nowhere. Look at all them in front of you. And wasn't a ha-ha. You had to slow down. I love it. Passed me for nothing. And how's your ego now, buddy? That dude's going slow on you. I love it. He's right in front of me. Well, the off-duty cop went running after the Asian dude with the vice. Well, he threw the vice in the trunk of his car and then realized the cop, or he didn't know it was here. And he said, "What's your name?" So he told him his name, ran the vehicle here. And he said, "What's your name?" So he told him his name, ran the vehicle. Well, he knew something wasn't right, so he went ahead and detained that guy and took him into the police station so he could figure out what was going on. Well, they had 5 IDs in there. One of them was of the man, and the car also belonged to the man that was kidnapped with the baby and the woman, his wife. So they go out to the house that they have on file, the property, and find out it belongs to that guy's wife, ex-wife. Well, they find that video recorder in there, and when the female detective looks in it, she sees women being tortured. And she says, "I'm pretty sure this is the video recorder that was stolen with the home invasion, and where the mom and dad and the baby's still missing." And sure enough, it was the serial numbers matched. Well, that's a true story too. That just happened in the 80s. They killed and tortured over 20-some women in that woman's property, his ex-wife's property. Oh, now you finally get to pass. Love it. But yeah, y'all would not believe these serial. Half these people look normal. You would not even thought he would be a murderer and crazy. I don't remember the name of the movie though. But the book the movie's based off of, and the reason why those two killers done it, was because of a book called The Collectors. The Collector, or The Collection, I think it's The Collector. It has a butterfly on the front of it. Man, they had little rooms built, hidden rooms and everything. It was crazy. Alright, I've talked enough. I'm almost where I need to go. So, anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm sending y'all the biggest. Stay blessed.